Samupe, Sampabietia, Chimafidi non kotu, era one radio. Samupe, Jumpabietia, Chimafidi non kotu, era one radio. Oh, and Jumpamtua, Asampamtua.
Hello, beautiful people of Ghana. This is Boison Specialist Hospital. We are so excited to announce to our people Ghana that we are finally opened and we are accepting patients. At Boison Specialist Hospital, our extraordinary physicians and nurses are here to provide a high-quality medical service to our extraordinary patients. Our services include primary care services, maternal, neonatal, and pediatric services. We also have an in-house pharmacy. We have X-ray and laboratory services available to you. Come to us for all your healthcare needs, and you will be happy you did, because we believe the health is wealth. Thank you, and stay blessed.
Good evening, Era One Radio listeners. I am coming your way from Facebook and YouTube, also Modern Ghana Radio. The number to call in tonight is the same number, 240-280-2633. And if you want a text, it's 510931096. And tonight, as usual, on a Saturday like this, today being the first Saturday of the year, we're coming your way with a topic that is entitled Recommendations on Nutrition and Weight Management. On behalf of the Era One Health Team, I represent this evening, wherever you're listening to us or watching us from. It might be early in the morning for you. Some of you are now going to bed. I believe Ghana is +5. That is 11:03 p.m. there. And Australia might be in the AMs, and other countries are observing morning whilst we are in the evening. So wherever you are, I want to welcome you to our studio, and I'll also welcome myself into your home. So on behalf of the studio manager, Dr. Ostus, and all of us in Era One, I want to welcome you to tonight's program. All right, so a few updates. Of course, on last week, Monday, we all watched the football game where Buffalo Bills player by name Dama Hamlin was, they had a kind of collision, and so they had to perform CPR on him, do some resuscitation, and luckily he's still doing fine. He's in the critical condition, but then here they removed the tube from him, so he's gradually getting better. So the team all need our prayers, so remember them. And then also finally, in the wee hours of today, or from yesterday after midnight, the Republicans finally were able to vote for a speaker in the House. So the House of Representatives had a speaker by the name of Kevin McCarthy. It was a tussle. After 15 rounds of voting, who could imagine that they will vote for 14 times and end up the 15th time? We pray that this is not what is going to be happening this year. If they're going to be voting on bills this way, if every bill that comes to the House is going to go through 15 rounds of voting, then this year we are not going anywhere. So we beg our leaders to be apt in what they are doing and make sure they are doing what they were voted there to do. Of course, we just came out of Thanksgiving in November, Christmas in December, two major festivities, and every festivity requires what? Gathering, and every gathering is what? Food. So we've been eating from November. Some of you started earlier, before that, but we started eating from November. Thanksgiving, we crisscrossed December, Christmas, and the New Year to be celebrated. So our bodies have been bashed seriously. Our bodies have gone through a lot of metamorphosis. Some of us are beginning to be shapeless and all that stuff. All the 2 packs and the 3 packs that we had are beginning to dwindle into 1 pack. And you want to make sure amongst your resolution this year, you're going to add the statement of I'm going to keep fit. I'm going to subject my body to good health and, good eating habits and good exercise. And so Well, as we kick off the year with Era One, health is well protected. I thought the best thing to do, the best gift I can give you is to give you some, presentation on nutrition and health management, wealth management. How you can keep your body in shape for the year because you have only one body and only one life to live. So we have to take care of our bodies because once you lose that body, you are out of the system. You can't do anything. All right, so I'll be kicking back and continue with my presentation. But before that, let me bring in a jungle real quick.
Chimafidi non kotu era one radio. Samupe jumpe dietia. Chimafidi non kotu era one radio. Oh, ayum pamchima. Chintu asam pamchima. Chintu ekratum chima. Era one, yebebo numpankua.
All right, we are back to Era One Studios, and I'm broadcasting live from Facebook and YouTube, also Modern Ghana Radio and Guardian Radio. Tonight, and Dr. Nsopoka Juma couldn't join me. He's busy somewhere, so I have to stand in and do this presentation by myself. So what I'm doing tonight is, I said earlier on, we are doing some nutrition and weight management. Some of you, every year, every first day of the year, you make your resolutions. And I think top of that is I'm going to lose 5 pounds. I'm going to lose 10 pounds. I'm going to gain 2 pounds here and there. And I wonder whether any of you actually do an evaluation at the end of the year to realize or find out whether the resolution that you put down has been materialized or it didn't come through. But it's very imperative that we put these resolutions there and work towards them, stay on focus, and make sure you are getting them. So, yeah, I want to bring you some information about how to go about, a little advice here and there from the health perspective, how we can all stay in shape. All right, so nutrition and healthy weight management. All right, so pretty much that is what we're going to talk about tonight. And I want to start with maybe a little quote, as we begin the year. It's necessary that, we live, take a stock of our lives and know where we are and where we want to be and how we're going to change our lives for the better in terms of eating, exercising, and all that is concerned. Later, we'll be talking about other areas of our life, but tonight, being the Health is Well Protected show, we're talking about health management. And let me give you a couple of scriptures, and then we'll kick off from there. The first is 1 Corinthians chapter 3, verse 16 to 17. And it says, "Do you not know that you are the temple of God and that the Spirit of God dwells in you? If anyone defies the temple of God, God will destroy him, for the temple of God is holy, which temple you are." Often we think, excuse me, fornication, adultery, all kinds of sins are the major sins. But do you know that eating too much, being a gluttonous person, you are a sinner by that virtue, by mentioning that if we don't take good care of our body, then we are messing it up. So here Paul is telling the people of Corinth that our bodies are the temple of God. That's where the Spirit of God dwells. So once this temple is messed up and it cannot contain the spirit and the soul, it's useless. So we have to take care of this body. Where I see a lot of competitions where people are eating maybe 200 hot dogs. Somebody has a sanka pot, or you and his name fufu to me wife fufu a boss 7. That is the achievement. Yeah, I'm great at eating, but do you know what you're doing to your body? Most of the food that we eat are poisonous to our bodies, but we don't know. But because but we have to be very careful and take good care of our temple. That is where the Spirit of God dwells. We have to ask ourselves, whatever I'm putting in, is it going to help the body or is it going to mess up the body? We have to think about this. And earlier on, before Paul made this statement, Moses had also mentioned in the book of Exodus, chapter 15, verse 26, and it says, "And said, if thou would diligently hearken to the voice of the Lord thy God, and would do that which is right in his sight, and would give ear to his commandments and keep all his statutes, I will put none of these diseases upon thee, which I have brought upon the Egyptians, for I am the Lord that healed thee." So what basically saying is that Egypt went through a lot of plagues, about 10 plagues, and God was telling the Israelites, if only you guys will listen to me, if you hearken my voice and do what my commandment says, in this case to keeping good health of your body, then all those diseases that we see around, all those cancers and all that, none of them will come to us. We have to stay on focus and make sure we are doing what we're supposed to do, so we will avoid all these diseases. Because Bible says God has given us 70 years, and by reason of strength 80, some go up to 105, 107 and others. So it's possible. Every now and then we hear gone too soon, because most people didn't hit the 70, or they died even before 50. But then we have to take into account that taking good care of your health is very important. It's very paramount for staying long on this earth. All right, so the objectives I'm going to cover tonight, we're going to look at weight management modules. We're going to find out how to calculate your BMI, body mass index. We're going to find out how to calculate your total energy expenditure, and then your healthy weight loss or any recommended calorie intake that we need to, and then healthier food alternatives, meal replacements, tips on cooking and shopping and eating out, and then behavioral techniques. They are very important. We need to know them. All right, so what are the factors that influence body weight? When you look at a person's body weight, there are so many factors that take place. You are looking at the genes, not the pants jeans that we wear, not the blue jeans. I'm talking about gene as in George, E-N-E-S, genes, what makes up your hereditary components, your DNA, the whole shebang, what your parents transfer to you. You are what your parents give you. There are those little microscopic traits they transfer to you that make up who you are. So genes, if you your parents were obese and all that stuff, most likely those genes are transmitted to you. So those ones, you don't have to beg them for it. You just get it by virtue of being born by them. Those genes are transmitted to you. So if you are tall, you get those tall genes. Your parents gave them to you, so you don't have to struggle or do anything. You just get them. But then when you are born and you are living, that's all the genes that you can control. If they have if they give you fatty genes, you can work on them. The environment can also play a role. So whatever makes a person is your genes and the environment. So if your parents gave you the genes, you can work on the environmental aspect. You decide, okay, I'm going to go to the gym 6 times a day. I'm going to eat salad. I'm going to do this. I'm not going to do this. And you can control them. So whatever the genes gave you, your environment can control it somehow. And then metabolism, that is how fast or slow your body kind of breaks down food to be assimilated. Some people have very slow metabolism. That is what leads to, being obese or having body structures, because for whatever you take in, if you're not able to give out the same thing, then which means you are hoarding more than you are giving out. And that's where the equation becomes imbalanced. If you are, taking more calories and not burning them, then that is where the problem lies. Your metabolism ability to, break down. I mean, some people, they eat right now and they break it down, it tends to poop, they poop it out and they are on their merry way. Some to keep it in their body, it takes a while. Your behavior, what is your behavior? In the beginning of the year, what have you said to yourself? You look at, say, you stand on the scale and you almost broke the scale. You have to change the battery. But then you say, now I'm going to change my lifestyle. I'm not going to let the scale determine who I am anymore. I'm going to make sure the next time I stand on the scale is smiling at me. Your behavior, your attitude, what you say to yourself, mentally, physically, how do you prepare yourself? You have to have a good confession. Okay, this year I'm going to lose 5 pounds. And it doesn't just come by sleeping on your bed. You have to do something. Watch what and how you eat and the things you do. If you have to go to the gym, if you have to work, they are all part of your behavior and attitude. Environment, of course, you live in a place where you are close to a fast food restaurant. What do? Instead of maybe cooking your natural food and eating some herbs and vegetables. So, McDonald's is just close to my house. And every morning you go for breakfast, lunch, you are eating their heavy burgers. Evening you are there. I'm not saying it's a bad place to eat. What I'm saying is that you have to, you don't have to go to Mickey every day. You have to watch the environment where you live. I mean, do you live in a place where you can exercise, or you live in a place that there is nothing, even not even walking straight for you to work? And this is also determined by your height. I mean, if you are short and you are eating too much, your gait increases, and that is also something that you have to watch out. Your physical activity. How often do you exercise? Do you exercise once a week, twice a week, 3 times a week, once a day? You don't work, you don't do anything. You leave your bedroom, you come to the garage, you start your vehicle, zoom, you are off to work. You are a stenographer, you are a sedentary worker, you're just sitting at the desk typing and doing everything. At the end of the day, you grab your bag, you come back home, you drive, you come to your garage, you just park your car, you climb a couple of stairs, you are in your house. If that is your lifestyle, then you are not doing much in terms of physical activity. You have to find a way of maybe parking your vehicle about 1/4 of a mile from your workplace and walk. That's a form of exercise. Do some walking. That is how you're going to, bend all those things. So that's stuff that increases, or influence your weight. That's what we're talking about. And then factor that impacts your basal metabolic rate. Basal metabolic rate. This BMR is the amount of energy, that's the calories that is required to keep your body functioning at rest. So you have to look at the physical activity, your lean body mass, your growth development, stress, digestion, and whatever decreases. So these are the ones that increases. But what decreases are your fat mass, sedentary lifestyle, starvation or dieting, and sleep. These all affect your basal metabolic rate. All right. So how do we calculate your BMI? That's the body mass index. So this is the index where scientists have made, okay, if you are within certain range, above or below certain number, then you are classified as obese, you're overweight, normal, and all that stuff. So this is what weight and height measurement and gurus have come out. Although this is not public health study will tell you this is not the only standard used for being obese or whatever, but this is just a calculation that is being come out as standard. We have to go by some standard, and this BMI is calculated in kilograms per meter square. So in order to get your BMI, you have to multiply your weight in pounds by a factor which is 703, and then divide the answer in what you get up there by your height, which is inches. I'll go over some of the numbers, and then you divide the answer in step 2 above by your height inches to get your BMI. By your BMI. So you are getting, so let's say, for example, somebody who weighs, let's say 175 pounds. And of course, mathematically, 1 kilogram is 2.2 pounds. So the 175 you divide by 2.2 is what you get in kilograms. And then the person's height is, let's say, 5'7". Of course, 1 inch is 2.5 centimeters. So going by this, the calculation you get will be as follows. So now, from what I stated earlier on as a formula, you divide the 175 by the 2.2. That gives you 79.5 kilograms. So you are converting the pounds into kilograms. 175 divided by 2.2 will give you 79.5 kilograms. Now, okay, let's see. And then actually, let me see. Let's start by, I think I'll get the same results. Okay, so you have 60. Let me go this way. 175 from the method I give you. 175 times 703 will give you 123,025. So you divide this by your height, which is 5'7" or 67 inches, and that will give you 1836. And then you divide the 1836 by 67, that will give you 27.4, and that's your BMI, body mass index. That's the formula. So 175, which is your pounds, times the 703, and then you divide that by your height, which is 67 inches, and then you divide that again by 67, and it gives you 27.4. That's the BMI. All right, so this BMI, if you go by the values or by, let's say, method of classification, this is how it comes out. So you get, let me see, all right. All right, so let's say for those who are underweight, this is the value that makes you underweight. Underweight is anybody, from the calculation that I just made, if your value is 18.5 or below, you are classified underweight. So there are some people who are also underweight. Just like we have overweight, we also have underweight. There are some people who are very skinny, light, and all that stuff. And then for normal range, when we say somebody is normal, the person has 18.5. So the 18.5 is a borderline. As soon as you go below that, you are underweight. But 18.5 to 24.9, they are classified as normal BMI people. And then overweight is when you have 25 to 29.9 as your BMI. And then as soon as you pass that 29.9, that is more than 30, you are classified as obese. So we have overweight and we have obese. Somebody might be overweight and not be obese. But if you are obese, then of course you are overweight. You are not normal. Normal 18.5. So if you go by this formula and you calculate and you get 18.5 to 24.9, then you are classified as what? Normal. So beginning of the year, make sure you know your values. Stand on the scale. Don't be scared. Don't be scared of breaking the scale. Just stand on it. record your weight. Use the calculation I've given you, and just know it, so that with time you can know whether you are increasing or you decreasing. At least every 2 days you have to check your weight and make sure you are doing well, you are eating too much, or you are still at a standstill. So even if you Google BMI table, it will give you all the height versus the weight in pounds and what your BMI is. So at least by now, everybody should know your BMI. At least after this presentation, you should know how to calculate your BMI and know where you stand at the beginning of the year. Put it in your journal or your diary. At the end of the year, do the same and compare. Oh, you started at BMI, say, I feel we say to me gain and I me lose. You have to know that. Don't be shy. Stand on the scale and know your weight. So, like I said, if you look at the charts, underweight people are those who are less than 18.5. Normal weight are those who are between 18.5 and 24.9. And overweights are the 25 to 29.9. And obese people, obesity, if you say somebody is obese, or rich obesity, or 30 or more by this calculation, although, well, it's not accurately what it determines all that stuff, but we have to start from somewhere. All right, then let's look at calculation of total energy expenditure, which is the TEE. So the TEE is defined as the resting energy expenditure, that is REE, times the physical activity factor. If you multiply the resting energy expenditure by a physical activity, this is what we call the TEE. That's the total energy expenditure. For men, it's 1 kilocal times a kilogram of body weight times 24 hours. And women, it's 0.9. So men is 1 kilocal, women is 0.9 kilocal times the same kilogram body weight times 24 hours. So when you do this, you will get the value for your TEE. That's the total energy expenditure. So if you look, and then physical activity factor, if somebody is 1.0 to 1.39, the person is classified as sedentary. Just a juma a demande 90 sorry energy. You are sedentary. You're just maybe office person sitting behind your desk typing for your boss. You hardly stand up. Even when it's break, you don't even get up to take a break or anything. You are sedentary. You just go to work and all you do is just sit down, type, pass fast from here and here. Even when you have to walk to your friend or your boss's office to talk, you want to just be on the phone. So you are known as a sedentary worker. Your typical daily activities includes household tasks, and then maybe walking to the bus station. At least that's the maximum you can do. So from total sedentary, which is 1 to maybe maximum of walking to the bus stop. And then 1.4 to 1.59 are classified as low active people. They are typical daily activities plus 30 to 60 minutes of daily moderate activity of walking or something. That is where they stand. 1.6 to 1.89, they are classified as active. Typical daily activities, plus at least 60 minutes per day of moderate activity. And then when you come to the very active people, it's 1.9 to 2.5. They are very active. Apart from what they do actively, they add additional 60 minutes per day vigorous activity or additional 120 minutes per day of moderate activity. So you have to know where you stand. You have to be active throughout the day. Even walking your living room is some amount of walking. All right. And what are the healthy weight loss? If somebody says, I want to lose weight, some put it very astronomical. I want to lose 20. Yes, all things are possible. But start with a little bit, because if you know you like food, then you know you can't lose 20 pounds in a day or a week. You have to do it gradually. So it's recommended that losing 1 to 2 pounds per week is very, very, it's normal and accurate. Don't kill yourself too much. I say me lose 40 now, which me call a wedding way, so and so. And so decrease your intake at least between 500 and 1,000 kilocalories a day. And if you can decrease that, then you are heading towards weight loss. And then the average total calorie intake per day is 1,200 to 1,500 kilocalories per day for women, and men is 1,500 to 1,800. So you want to make sure you are aiming at that. And if you're able to do 3,500 calories a day, you are losing 1 pound. So you can imagine that, it takes a lot. You have to sit down and do something about it. And then the calorie content, 1 gram of carbohydrate, citrine, banchine, brudine, give us 4 calories. And then 1 gram of protein also gives us 4 calories. 1 gram of fat is equal to 9 calories. That is times 2 and something. And then 1 gram of alcohol is 7 calories. So you can imagine, of all that you've said, no, you can't eliminate carbo, protein, and fat. They are part of what we need. But 1 gram of alcohol, which gives you 7 calories, Jack, you can cut that away. You don't need the alcohol. You can live without alcohol. I don't even remember the last time I drank alcohol. I mean, it's not my lifestyle. So that's 7. I take it from my daily diet. It doesn't go into my diet. You want to make sure you are eliminating unnecessary stuff. I mean, you drink a pure so you can, when you say which can be actually people, it's not worth it. I mean, well, people will tell you that Paul is Timothy unchakakra because of his stomach. If you have a stomach problem and you think that's what is going to solve your problem, I'm not going to judge you. But then habitual drinkers, you go to pub, you meet your friends and you want to show who can drink more like a sailor. That's not good. 2023, you want to change your lifestyle. Whatever didn't work for you in 2022, you're going to stay away. If you drank too much in 2022, apart from the fact that it even drains you financially, it takes money. Why don't you save that money? Save. If you can say this whole year, I'm not going to drink alcohol. If I drank maybe $10 of alcohol a week or something, that 10 times 52 weeks is money. So let's be smart. And then portion sizes, we have to look at your food that you eat. I mean, some of the young men back in Africa, they put asanka fufu before you, and you are so proud. I can gazooka all this food, and you are so proud. But then eventually, you don't know what it's doing to your body. If you take a cup of broccoli, it's equal to 25 calories. That's equivalent to 1 baseball. And then 2 cups of raw leafy greens will give you 25 calories. That's equal to 2 baseballs. I mean, because of time, I'm not going to go through all that, but you can imagine what you are putting into your body. All right. And then food labeling is very important. I mean, when you pick anything from the store, you want to look at what is made up, because these days, Food and Drug Administration requires that whatever food hits the market should have a label telling the consumer you have 10 grams of fat, 2 grams of carbohydrates or sugar, whatever. You have to know what is in the food. You can't just pick up anything and just start consuming. They have warned you, they've told you, hey, Jack, I don't know better. No. And even now they want all the restaurants to, give a labeling to what they are selling. Some of the food, you have to know what is in before you even start to consume. And then we have what we call the caloric density. There's this concept in food which, it's either you are taking higher calories in smaller portions, which is less preferred to foods which have higher volume and less calories. You have to determine. So low calorie density foods includes grapes, popcorn, Rice Krispies, and celery. And then the high calorie density foods now are raisins, nuts, granola, and avocado. So you want to know what is going to give you a high calorie food and what give you low calorie food. You have to look at some of this. So when you go to the restaurant or even grocery and you are picking up all these food, read them. Take a minute to look at what you are reading. You're going to eat, which is put on the food for you to know. The box will tell you how much is there. And then when it comes to grains, instead of say maybe eating Roman noodles, replace it with plain whole grains like brown rice, whole wheat pasta, or noodles. And then instead of pasta with white sauce Alfredo, go for pasta with red sauce marinara. And then pasta with cheese sauce, ask for pasta with vegetables or primavera. That's good. Granola, ask for crispy rice. So you want to, instead of this, take this, all geared towards living a healthy life. All right. And then the daily grouping, say instead of drinking whole milk, go for the fat-free. Normally it's 1% or 2%. That is better. Instead of ice cream, ask for a sorbet, sherbet, or fat-free frozen yogurt, sour cream or cream juice. Ask for reduced fat, light or fat-free sour cream or cream cheese. Cheese, the cheddar, the jack, and the Swiss, reduce that and ask for 2% of milk. So these are all geared towards eating healthy and eating smart, just to make sure you are meeting your goal of, losing weight and staying fit and healthy. All right. And instead of us cold cuts or lunch meats, bologna, salami, and pepperoni, ask for turkey ham, lean roast beef for lunch meat. These ones are lesser in calories and all that. So, bacon and sausage, which many love, ask for Canadian bacon or lean or ham. These ones are actually leaner and they really do help. And baked goods, usually baked goods are also very good. Instead of asking for croissant or brunches, etc., Ask for hard French rolls or soft brown and serve rolls, donuts, sweet rolls, muffins, or pastries. Replace them with English muffins, bagels, reduced fat or fat-free muffins and scones. And then party crackers. Ask for low-fat crackers. Cookies. Ask for reduced ones. There are reduced cookies and ginger snaps. And make sure you are cutting down anything that is possible for you to stay healthy for this year. And more so, instead of asking for nuts, replace them with popcorn. That's the air popped or light microwave ice cream. Maybe go for some popsicles. Those are also very, very helpful. And then when it comes to fats, oils, and salad dressings, instead of asking for regular margarine or butter, replace them with light spread margarines, whipped butter, tab or squeeze butter. And then with regular mayonnaise, you want to replace with light or fat-free mayonnaise or mustard. Regular salad dressing, we all love the ranch and the stuff. Go for reduced calorie or fat-free salad dressings, lemon juice or plain herb flavored or wine vinegar. And then the oils and the shortenings and the lard, ask for non-stick, cooking spray for your stir fries. I mean, especially when you are frying eggs, instead of using the whole oil and all that stuff, get a spray one which is low in content, and that will greatly help. All right. So cut calories from fat sources. If you have a two teaspoons of regular Italian salad dressing, that's equivalent to 136 calories per 14 grams of fat. And 2 tablespoons of reduced fat Italian dressing is equivalent to 30 calories per 2 grams of fat. So you know all this, go on the internet, Google some of these things, find out what is going into your body, what you can do to reduce them. They are very, very good. And then let's look at low-fat cooking methods. Baking is very important. The frying, you want to stay away from them. This year, you want to make that resolution that I'm going to stay away from too much fat stuff, and you frying. When you bake, it's better. You broil, you microwave, you steam, you grill, you roast, you stir fry or saute. Those are very, very important. I mean, those oils are killers. And then, of course, you want to try some of these tips. Plan meals ahead of the whole week. Make a list of healthy items needed for the menu for the week and cook ahead and freeze portions. Keep frozen or canned vegetables, beans, and fruits on hand for quick and healthy additions to meals. And don't grocery shop when you are hungry. Why is that so? Because whilst you are shopping, you are even trying to eat what is in the grocery shop, and it makes you buy everything you see. Anything you see, you want to buy. Sometimes you haven't even put it on your list, but just by looking at it, you want to buy it. So make a mental picture of what you need. Go through your pantry, see the things you need, put them on the paper before you go to the grocery store. That way you're not just buying things that you see on import. It's very important. Apart from saving your money, you are saving your body too on good health. All right. Food intake specifics. We'll come to that. Let me take a quick break here, and then when we come back, we'll zoom into that.
Chimafidi non kotu era one radio. Jumpe dietia. Chimafidi non kotu era one radio. Oh, ayum pantuma. Chintu asam pantuma. Chintu egratum kuma. Era one, yebo yumpankuma.
All right, you are still with Era One Radio. We are broadcasting live on Facebook and YouTube, and also on Modern Ghana Radio. Tonight, we are looking at recommendations for good nutrition and good health and wealth management. You want to combine those two. Now, this year, you want to make the first health program I want to bring to you is how to manage your body, how to manage your health, what you are eating, and how you are exercising to keep fit, because we want to see everybody cross 2023 and enter into the new year. All right, so I'll continue with the food intake specifics. What are these? You want to look at the types of food you eat. Are they all carbohydrates? Are they all fatty? Are they all oily? You want to stay away from those. You want to look at the kind of food that goes into your body. I mean, imagine if your stomach had the mouth to talk to you or ask you or do so, what is it going to say? The thing that you are putting me, Do I want to accept it? That is why sometimes we put certain kinds of food in our uh, GIs and they reject them. I mean, you have to go to the bathroom and order. So you're looking at the types of food, you are looking at the portion sizes. Eat smaller meals. I mean, some of you, you want to prove a point. I don't know why that is so, especially those of us who went to boys' schools and high schools in Ghana. You want to prove that you can eat. I mean, sometimes I remember a friend of mine that was by Eto, Bankun, 7, 8 balls who can eat, and it's a contest, and you want to gazuka. Oh, I mean, that's not good. And I also want to try not to skip meals. Some of you, apart from fasting or doing something, you don't want to skip too long. I mean, stay too long from food and all that. You want to make sure you are eating moderately. Don't skip, because once you skip a meal, one is okay. The next meal I want to eat heavy. It's not a good idea. And then eat slowly. Savor each mouthful. Enjoy the food that you are chewing. Chew thoroughly. Chew thoroughly. Break the food down into smaller bits and swallow nicely. Don't rush and just be swallowing food, which is not. Of course, for food, you have to swallow. But the ones that need to be chewed, like body and bite and those things, you have to take your time and make sure you're masticating very well and letting the food go to where it's supposed to go. Don't choke. And time of the day and place. I always made this resolution that I'm not going to eat after 9 p.m. It's sometimes very difficult, but we all have to try. If you can, don't eat after 8:30 or 8. Try and eat at a good time that your body will digest the food before you go to sleep. Sometimes people say, oh, nkitten will catch me. I mean, you'll be hungry in the night. But if you train your body that, okay, after 9, I'm not eating, the body gets used to it. And you go through the night, maybe just a little bit of, orange juice, that's fine. But eating fufu and bangkun after 9, myself, I repent. I'm not going to do that anymore. I'm not going to be eating fufu and bangkun after 9 p.m. this year. I'll stop that. If I'm not going to be able to eat it by 8:45, then forget it. If you don't get it, then forget it. Time of day, that's what I mentioned. We have to make sure we are eating at the right time. Of course, breakfast and lunch, you can't put time to, but somebody say eat breakfast like a king, lunch as whatever it is, and then dinner as a pauper. Eat slowly before you go to sleep. Don't make your stomach rumble throughout the night. Do not watch TV or read while eating. Why? Because you are not even focused on the food, so you just keep eating and eating and eating. If you can, we all are guilty of that. You want to, eat whilst you are watching CNN or listening to the news or your soap opera or whatever favorite program. But we all have to, this year, we all have to try and change. If you are not going to change, then the things that we want to achieve, they're not going to happen. It just be, storybook edition. You just write it down. Oh, you look at it on the wall, you pass by and you pat yourself on the back that I'm doing well. But we have to be practical. Whatever you said you're going to do, you got to do. And then your mindfulness, your mood, and the thoughts. Some people say, oh, when I'm desperate, when I'm sad, I eat a lot. Then don't be sad. When I'm angry, I eat a lot. When I'm this, I do this. When I'm sorrowful, I do this. We have to be in a good mind or frame, irrespective of how your countenance or your temperance is. Please do what you have to do. Do what you said you're going to do, and it's going to help. Don't eat directly out of a big bag. You never know, because you want to eat till you touch the bottom of the bag. You may get a smaller bag, or maybe put whatever is in the bag, part of it in the bowl, and so when it finishes, it's done. But if you say, especially when you go watch movies and you have this big popcorn, you want to eat to the last drop while the movie lasts. So we all got to be careful. And then use smaller utensils and take smaller bites. Well, cook small. I mean, it's a bayana which you try, but 4 or 5 be. Because when you take a bigger bowl, your mind tells you that, oh, this is big, so you need to cut more and put it in. That's when you fill the bowl, and by the time you realize you are eating the whole big pan. That is not right. We are all going to change. We are all repenting. And then read food labels carefully. When you go to the grocery and you are buying the product, look at what you are buying. If it has too much fat, stay away from it. That is why they've advised and put it. So you can't sue them, you can't blame them. They will go to court, they ask you, oh, or you tell them, I ate this food and I gained 20 pounds. And they ask you, did you read what was on the label? Yes, I did, but I ignore it. The judge is not going to flow for you, so we have to be very careful. And then fast food eating tips. Fast food sometimes is good. I mean, you're on the job and you can't rush home and come and eat. So by means, you have to go to some fast food. But we have to be careful how many fast food we eat. For some people, they wouldn't even cook. I mean, if you marry a woman who doesn't cook, I'm sorry. If you marry a man who doesn't cook, I'm sorry. At least nobody says you should eat from your kitchen every day, 24/7, the whole week. But at least don't make it a habit of your breakfast is outside. Your lunch is outside. Dinner is outside. Even sometimes, even before you go to bed, you have to rush to the restaurant to get a dessert before you go and sleep. That is no. You have to watch what you eat. Restaurants are for occasions. Oh, you have some birthday, you have some celebration. The whole family goes. As okay, today is Mother's Day. You don't want the mothers to cook, so let's leave the house and go and get something else. It's fine, but don't make restaurants, especially the quick restaurants, your habitual thing. Everything you're rushing there, you go and you grab this big burger, bigger than your head, and you are so happy. Yes, I'm living the American dream. I'm living the big life. And you kazuka or you boy juice, and it's yeah. Man, you are the man. Well, it's going to cost you eventually. Eventually, it's going to cost you. So the better choices to eat when you go to restaurants, get grilled. Food, especially chicken sandwich. Let it be grilled. Small hamburger. Don't eat. These days McDonald's or other places will give you three. The burgers, they line them up three, intermingle with a little bit of salad and instead 3-story buildings, and they give it to you, and you are so happy. So they like you. They're giving you good food, and you go and sit down and zuka. Oh, brother. Oh, how turkey or roast beef is better. Hustling it. And then if it's possible, sometimes you feel like shame, but it's possible. Ask for kids' meal. How much can a kid eat? 6 pieces of chicken nuggets and a small piece of French fry. That's it. You drink water, you are full. But you go for the medium, especially the chef's choices and supervisor's choices and all that. You grab all the 3-story burgers and, man, the good life you are enjoying. You pay for it later, Ask for no menu if it's possible. Get something with salad, special sauces and as dressing, salad as the main meal. It's possible to get just a salad meal. Maybe get strips of chicken, and if possible, few or no French fries. I know it's difficult eating the burger without fries, but hey, this year you have decided to eat healthy. So whatever you can to do it, you got to do it. You have to. Nobody's going to do it for you. You have to do it for yourself. And then eating out, like I said, minimize the eating out to bare minimum. Don't do it habitually. Every morning you are there, every week you are there. It's not going to help you because it's fast food. They want to give you fast so you can eat fast and be on the go. Don't make it habitual that every day. So learn to cook nice food, very seasoned, balanced, and enjoy. Let the kids also enjoy that. Occasionally, let's go and celebrate. Sit there and pamper yourself. Somebody cooks for you, pay them, you tip them, and you enjoy. That's fine. But if you make it your daily habit, then there's no even enjoyment. Yeah, So choose broiled food instead of the battered ones. Choose steamed instead of fried, baked instead of smoothed, roasted instead of crispy. Crispy chicken, I don't know. I prefer the roasted or the, what is it? They have another word for it, the opposite of crispy, whatever it is. You don't want to get a crispy one. And then spicy, well, it's better than getting the cheesy. Get fresh one, not a thick one. Get a light one, not the buttery one. The sauteed, not the breaded, and then get a grilled food, not creamy and all that stuff. And then when we talk about meal replacement, all it means is that your calorie controlled or the prepackaged food product is in the form of beverage or bar or even regular meal. It's not, you're going to work and you have your small lunch or something. Do your own lunch. Instead of going out to go and buy all the heavy food, you have your replacement food with you. This is what I'm going to eat for lunch. And just drink more. Water doesn't hurt, If you drink more water, it kind of deceives your stomach that, hey, you've eaten power. And then that is better. Drinking more water is very good. These should be replaced with an entire meal, not in addition to a meal. So let's say you are eating 150 to 300 calories. It doesn't mean you should add whatever you are eating already. That is not the point. This is a portion that is controlled. It is pre-packaged, it is fortified, and contains 150 to 300 calories. That's all. You don't go beyond that. So your lunch should be very small. You go to work, you work whilst you are working so much, you are not even supposed to be eating too much. It's good that you eat, but then gently. All right, I think for the sake of time, it's 6:45. We'll just skip some of the meal replacements, but it's also an effective way of controlling your calories, and it provides a balanced meal because you are the one pre-packaging is selecting, so you know what is going into it. You are leaving home, or you have some banana here, you have some apples here. All those things are, they help you to stay balanced, focus at work, and not too caloric nature. And then if possible, keep records of what you eat. You can say to yourself, this week, this is what I'm going to eat. Or at the end of the week, you have a list of all that you ate and ask yourself, was it helpful? Is that my goal? Is that what I wanted to eat? You keep record. Know what you are eating. Don't just be eating anything. If you put down, okay, oh, yesterday I went to fast food joint. 2 days ago I did. Then tomorrow I don't have to go. You have to record your physical activity too. When was the last time you exercised? You stood on your weight, your scale, and it told you you are 179 or 180. Is that good for you or is that bad? You have to monitor your weight over time. I mean, regularly stand on the scale. Like I said earlier, don't be scared. Some of you are so scared you think you're going to break the scale, or you don't even want to see the numbers. You are scared of the numbers. It's not going to scare you. Look at it and do something about it. You know, but looking and not changing or doing anything, that is the bad aspect. But look at it and do something. All right. Well, weight management using technology. What you are doing, you are encouraging behavior change. You are self-monitoring your data, because the values that you record or you put down is going to give you something to look at and work with. And then you become self-accountable. You have to be accountable for your own life. Be responsible and account for yourself. Yesterday I did this, it didn't work. Today I'm going to change. Tomorrow I'm going to do something different. That's how you account for yourself. And you have to use these behavioral changes and the techniques to work for you. Control your environment, the situation, events. If you think that you eat too much when you are sad, then control how often you become sad. Be aware of your triggers and the cues that make you eat. Avoid situations that tempt you to overeat. And then stop tempting yourself with foods that will, I mean, for instance, if you like, yogurt or chocolate or something, don't be going near it too much, because once you do, then it's going to trick you. And then think positive. Believe in yourself. Track your behaviors. Keep diet and activity records. Record what you are eating. Keep track of that. And pay attention to who, what, where, and when, and why you do stuff. I mean, if you are always meeting friends, if you are meeting friends every 2 days, of course, when gatherings happen, you know what it is. It's either food or drink or both. I mean, hardly do people meet for conferences and so, okay, we are just going to fast and pray. Those are different occasions. But then, I mean, normal meetings, of course, it's always celebration. Let's eat and let's enjoy. So we have to be conscious of all those stuff. And so what will give you an effective goal? How do you get an effective goal working for you? You have to be specific. Some people will say, okay, I'm going to exercise more. You have to be definite. If you say you're going to exercise more, what are the parameters? How specific are you? You can say, okay, for this week, I'm going to walk briskly every day or every break time, or as soon as I get home, I take maybe 30 minutes of rest. I'm going to walk in my neighborhood 30 minutes. That is a form of exercise. That's effective goal. Don't just say, oh, I'll exercise more. That's indefinite. Be specific. Put down definite numbers that you can work with. Or don't say in terms of measurability, I'm going to do it often. What is often? Often can be once a week or twice a week or 3 times a week. But instead you can say, I will exercise 30 minutes every day for 5 days. And maybe Saturday and Sunday, you reward yourself. So, okay, Sunday is church, so no exercise. I'm going to worship God. But Saturday, whatever. You see, if you do 5 days a week, 30 minutes every day, that is great. You are walking or you are running 30 minutes every day. Awesome. And then, like I said, being realistic, we say every day, that is not enough. I would say 5 days instead of this week. I will exercise 30 minutes every day for 5 days. That is 30 for 5 days, 150 days, 150, minutes of walking, or it's fine. And then in terms of being forgiving, okay, not 2 hours, but instead, okay, I'll say 30 minutes or 50 minutes, intervals or increments. That is very helpful. We have to be specific. If you just open the door wide and say, okay, I will exercise this week. Well, you haven't even given yourself any days. When you do that, you open the door and you are not specific, so you can find all kinds of excuse. But if you say, I will exercise 30 minutes every day, you will find that 30 minutes. Because if it's 9 o'clock and you are going to bed and you realize that, oops, I didn't exercise today, 9 o'clock, you find a way to do 30 minutes, 9:30 before you go to sleep. And that might even give you better sleep. So you have to hold yourself accountable, set goals for yourself, and task yourself to do it. Once it comes out of your mouth or you put it down, it should be part of your resolution. Every year, I will exercise so and so. That works. But if you just leave it open blank, like giving a blank check, you are not doing much. And so, are you ready to take control of your weight this year? Are you? Are you ready to take care of your weight, your eating habits this year? And there are stages of changes. We have what we call the pre-contemplation stage, where you are not ready. Okay, I'm not ready. Then you have the contemplation change. I'm thinking about it. I'm going to do maybe the next 6 months. I'm going to do. You can say, okay, for the first week in January, it's still the eating season. So by the 10th, that's the cutoff. After 10th, everything stops. I zoom into exercise. So you have to give yourself some definite numbers. And then in preparation, after contemplating, you are actually prepared. We are getting ready. The next 30 days is going to be Zoom. At the gym, whatever it is, whatever you're going to do, you are not being specific. I am preparing my mind. I am preparing my mind. And then comes the action. You can prepare your mind and not do it. But then when you prepare your mind and you are ready and you step into action, then when it starts, you keep it. It becomes habitual. Oh, every day I'm working 30 minutes. Every day I'm working 30 minutes. The day I forget, the following day, maybe I'll do 60 minutes to make up for what I lost. You are making sure your body is responding. Your heart is working the way it's supposed to work. And then maintenance, if it needs to be changed, if you have to edit some of the things you've said, if you have to change some of them, like I said, if you forgot to do it yesterday and today you have to do double to make up, that's fine. I forgot to work yesterday. I didn't die. I'm still alive today. Let me do it 1 hour to make up. That is very important. And so effective weight management is a lifelong, it's not a marathon. It's not a sprint that you just zoom, then you are done. It is a marathon. You take it gradually, you pace yourself. So I'm saying the whole year, I'm going to lose 15 pounds from January to December. I'm going to lose 15 pounds. How do I do it? Go by these steps. You are monitoring yourself. You're evaluating yourself. I said I'll do it by the third month. How am I doing the third month? Have I lost any? If not, then you up your game. 6 months. By the 9th month, you should be able to register some numbers. If 9th month you haven't seen anything, then Jack, you have to work hard, because when December comes, you should be able to say that, hey, this is what I set up and I've been able to, achieve them. So what are some of the things you want to do for this year? One, you have to start by knowing your BMI, your body mass index. Stand on the scale, know your weight, know what your height is, use those numbers, calculation, and put it down. At the beginning of the year, today being the 7th, on the 7th of January, my BMI was so and so, my weight was 160, 170, put it down. And then you set your initial weight loss goal. You say to yourself, by the 3rd month, by the 6 months, I'm going to lose 1 pound or 2 months. You set it down. You are working towards it. Whatever you put down. And Habakkuk says this, write the vision, make it plainly, so that wherever you walk, you can put it everywhere in your room. Everywhere, I'm going to lose 2 pounds by September. I'm going to lose 10 pounds by this. You see it. You get so tired of seeing it, you have no choice but to do it. And that's how you're going to change your life. But if you don't set any goals and you say, oh, it doesn't work that way. And you want to set 2 or 3 behavioral goals. You're going to change the way you think. I can't do it. You got to put it aside. Yes, I can do it. If somebody eats just sandwiches or whatever from Subway and was able to lose 100 pounds, then you can do it too. Of course, I know we are all made up of different genes, but the environment also play a major role. So whatever you put there and you put your mind to it, even if you don't achieve it, you can come closer. So it's very imperative that we stay in shape. And this year, we make good resolutions that will help us to stay in shape and be all that we want to be. All right. I don't know whether I have a question here. I see a comment here. Let me see. This is coming from Pedro. Watching you live and clear inside Indianapolis, Kumasi Tunnel, so Kesbin Junction. All right. Thank you, Pedro, for watching us. And those of you watching us, we appreciate that. And I believe that whatever we've been able to teach here tonight is going to be part of how you're going to live your this year. You have to do things differently. And I always quote Albert Einstein here that if you do the same thing over and over again and expect different results, you are branded a lunatic. We are bodamini. We are the same thing over and over and you want to expect different results. It doesn't work that way. If it's not working, change your modus operandi. If you went left and didn't work, go to the right. And start from there. Do something differently. Do evaluation. That's what some often we don't do. We need to evaluate. You started something and after 3 months, find out whether it's working or not. If it's not working, change the method. It's the same you. But if it's not working, okay, I've been doing this, I've been eating this, and I don't lose weight. Let me change it to find out what you can do to change your status quo. Otherwise, you're going to be the same thing. All right. So tomorrow is what? what is it, Sunday, our ladies of Nkiti and Kumon Nkiti will be coming. Let me remind you of their jingle, and then I'll be back.
They are four women. They are beautiful with brains. They are eloquent, decent, wise, and experienced. You have heard many, the funny. Now, it's time to hear the experience and the brainy. Meet Selena, Dorcas, Gifty, and Annette as they present the real in common getting. In common BISS chain, the dead, as in Takrenu assume the dead, the real in common getting. Showing live this and every Sunday, 7 p.m. on Era One Radio on Facebook and on YouTube, Era One Radio and on Taibo channel. Kaise, so we see the real in common getting what brabon tete, we nyan konkonsa, we the real in common getting.
Hello, beautiful people of Ghana. This is Boison Specialist Hospital. We are so excited to announce to our people Ghana that we are finally opened and we are accepting patients. At Boison Specialist Hospital, our extraordinary physicians and nurses are here to provide a high-quality medical service to our extraordinary patients. Our services include primary care services, maternal, neonatal, and pediatric services. We also have an in-house pharmacy. We have x-ray and laboratory services available to you. Come to us for all your healthcare needs and you will be happy you did because we believe the health is wealth. Thank you and stay blessed.
We're still talking about health, and I know some of you unfortunately have been diagnosed with diabetes or high blood sugar and all that stuff. Well, there's a solution. This year you can change the way things look. You can decide if your body is not making the right insulin to help you. There are maybe medications there that can help. All is not lost yet. And those of you who are in Ghana, there's this herbal tea that it's been recommended to work for those whose A1Cs are high or they are diabetic. It's very important. I'll put a clip on in a jiffy. Look for this company in Abu So. Can you get this sachet or sachet of tea, put it in your hot water, just drink it, and it's been known to perform wonders. I mean, the research that came out to be read shows that it's very effective, very efficacious in what it does. So I will introduce you to it and get your hands at it and improve your health for this year. No play, no wahala.
This is not your typical tea. The Fumigio Herbal Tea by Glucose Care International is a nutritious drink and a natural blood glucose reducer. Gymnema plant, the active ingredient, and the Fumigio Herbal Tea suppresses the absorption of carbohydrate ingested from your diet. The green tea content in the Fumigio Herbal Tea promotes rejuvenation of dead cells, detoxification of your system, stimulates the pancreas to release insulin, and improves metabolism. Drinking one sachet of Fumigio Herbal Tea after meals prevents the rise in blood sugar levels, suppresses appetite, and improves bowel movements. Drinking Fumigio Herbal Tea regularly after meals can also prevent type 2 diabetes. We encourage you to drink Fumigio Herbal Tea 3 times in a day, coupled with mild exercises to maximize its benefits. Fumigio Herbal Tea has been approved by the FDA. Toxicity test conducted by SGS, so it is safe and non-toxic. A product of Singapore. With Fumigio Herbal Tea, your peace of mind is guaranteed. Call our shop now on 0245 810 623 and set your path to good health.
All right, Era One Radio is a 24/7 broadcast show. Tune in every second, every minute, and we have something for you. If we are not presenting or we are not educating, we are giving you inspirational music. It's 24/7. We broadcast live from Crane to Crane. And so if you don't have the app, I would encourage you to go to Play Store or Google app and download the app. And anytime we are live, which of course is every 24/7, you hear about us. We have programs all throughout the week. Mondays, we have the financial program that you can listen. We have the Boison program where our brother Kobe comes to, give us highlights from other parts of the world. And of course, with the premier financial program, our brothers talk about, how to let your money work for you. Sometimes you make money, you don't know where the money goes. You should be able to know where your money is coming from and where it's going, and all kinds of programs. So the Monday program, brother Kobe, it comes to what we call the Boison program with Dr. Enesopoko Ajiman and Dr. Ostus. They come to educate us, on what is going on. So I would want you to make a date with them. Let me just give you a snippet of it and then we can close. All right, that's it for tonight. But before I do, this year is another year of showcasing your talent. If you happen to have any gifts, any talents, especially in the music area, and you say to yourself, nobody has projected you, nobody has outdoor you want to talk to our studio manager, Dr. Ostus, on 2402802633, and he will interview you and outdoor your ministry or your gift. Some of you can sing very well, but nobody's shown you the door even to, showcase your talent. And I would encourage you to listen to his program on every Saturday from 6 to 9. Listen to him, call the studio and say, hey, Doc, I'm ready. I have this singing ability. I want it to be adored. And he will interview you. Let me just give you a snippet of his program and so you can tune in. All right, so that's it for me tonight. We'll see you next week. Stay blessed. Share the video, share the broadcast, and be good. Make your resolutions for this year. Make sure you are staying fit, you are staying healthy, you are eating well, and you are keeping your temple, which is the Holy Spirit's dwelling place, fit and worthy. Make sure we all meet again 31st of December this year and enter into the year to meet 2024. And that comes by staying fit, exercising, eating well, and making sure you are taking care of you, yourself, and you very well. Thank you very much, and I'll see you next week. Have a good evening. Bye-bye.
Say Ori anyone and your rewo. It's the main year. Adena was money so for some day. Aden Urufiana. Say to me, mania, any of me, mania, about Adena was money so for some day. Aden me back, Aden crap. Hey, I was any that's what's up. Any that's so, any that's so, any that's so, any that's so, any that's